The other one is the very last one. So we just need to pay really close attention to this. He started his ministry talking about not being so worried about ministry as much as knowing him and being known by him. And then he ends his ministry, and I guess that, just if he knew he would be crucified in just a few days, and he knew he had this last words for his disciples and for everybody. This was like Jesus on the earth talking, delivering his last sermon, his last message. So this must be important. And then he's kind of like matching the first and the last one with the same closing, the same thoughts. We need to really dig into this and just grab a hold of what he has here for us. He's not saying that we did not know him. I don't know if you noticed this. He doesn't say, you did not know me. I don't know if you ever saw this, if you ever paid attention to this. Because we talk a lot about knowing the Lord. And of course this is just so important. I'm not, underestimating this. I'm not, this is important. But he's not saying this. And sometimes we preach the wrong thing. He's saying, I don't know you. That's different. Do you agree with me? It's different than he's saying, I don't know you. You don't know me. Maybe we can know him and not be known by him. Do you know the difference? And I have just been thinking for so long, what does that look like in the everyday life? What's the difference between knowing him and being known by him? And I'm talking about the one who knows everything. He knows everything. There's nothing that he doesn't know. He's not aware of. He knows everything. So why is he saying that he doesn't know us? What does that mean? And I have been thinking and asking the Lord this for so long. And then one day it came, like when the light bulbs, they just go on. I heard a teacher saying that the definition for confession, he said a confession on the, I think he was talking about Greek, not Hebrew. But either way, he was saying that confession means when we agree with his opinion. That's what the original word it means. We agree with him. When we look at ourselves and then we say, God, this in my heart, yeah, I agree with you. This is sin. This is sinful. This is not holy. This is not holiness. And then when we agree, we are confessing. So for me, it kind of, made a connection. Maybe, and I'm just, just sharing what I feel like, and I'm sure the Lord can show you many more things about the very same text. But I feel like the point here is to live a life that we're not hiding from him anything. And we are so tempted to hide things from him. And we don't even notice. We don't know how much we like to hide things from God. We just don't realize. Because we want to be, the best son, the best daughter. We want to have grades A, all the time. And we want to do ministry and want to do everything and just be perfect. And we are not. And he knows it. But he's waiting for us just to open our hearts and just rend our hearts and show him. And just be honest to the point when we go, you see this in here, God? Do you see this terrible thing here? Yeah, I'm showing you this. I'm confessing. I'm letting you know this part of me that even though he already knows. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? He knows. But he wants us to let him know. I don't know how, but there's a difference between those two things. And if you compare both passages we just read, there's something that, for me, it's even more the scarier. It talks about relationship, and it talks about ministry. And ministry and relationship are two different things, completely different. Jesus did not have a relationship with the Father for 3 years. He had a ministry for 3 years. But he had a relationship with the Father since, forever. But ministry, only 3 years. So I believe that there's a statement, there's something there that we need to learn, that we do not have to have a ministry to have a relationship with Him. And somehow this thing just gets so confusing in our minds. And I'm talking, I have had times where I would be just complaining so much. And when you work too much and you do too much, you tend to be just complaining about how hard everything is and how much work needs to be done. And you're like Martha, Lord, tell someone to help me, because you're doing things for Him. You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for Him. But in His name, you're doing something that He didn't ask you to do. Isn't that just... We are doing things in His name that He did not ask us to do. And I don't know, can you imagine what He thinks about that when He looks at us? And then we are running so much, and we are so tired and drained, and we're doing it in His name, and then He's like, I didn't ask you to do this. It's not my will for you to do this. Oh, in your name, God, in your name I prophesied, in your name I did miracles. And my goodness, this is, we have to be really into a very close relationship with Him to just know His heart and what He wants us to do. Otherwise, we're just doing too many things and not being fruitful, really fruitful. And I believe that the difference between religion and relationship, I believe it lies here. Just being so connected to Him. And I can tell you that there will be seasons, and I'm young, and then I believe you already know, and maybe you're living this right now, but there will be seasons where God is just gonna say, just sit down, just learn, just listen, stop everything. And for sure I can tell you that that's the time when you grow the most, and then when you start doing things again, it's going to be so fruitful. You're going to look back and then you will think like, this is just amazing. I can't think of a better season, and I can't believe it. Everything is just happening so fast because your roots went deeper. Your roots went so further in the just knowing the Lord and just connecting with His heart. And as I was saying, religion is like we just do so many things, and we were running all the time, and just when I look at the life of Jesus, He died and He said something so powerful right before He died. He said, "It is finished." And if you think about this, don't you think that I'm sure that in Israel many more people needed to be healed. Many more people still wanted to be delivered from demons, and I believe there were still many widows and many blind people and many Jesus didn't solve everything. But what He came to do, that's what He accomplished. He came to die for us. And for me, this is a lesson, because we want to pray for everybody, help everybody, and, just minister to everybody, instead of, just doing what we are supposed to do. Not more, not less. And God is not going to give you, extra grades for what you did that you're not supposed to do. He's not. Our commitment is to do just what He's wanting us to do. No more, no less. And Jesus did this. He said, "It is finished. What I came to do, this is what I did." And again, the difference, I think the most important thing we have to learn about these two passages. Let's say, for example, if I go to the president's house in Brazil, and if I, just go there and ring the bell or knock on the door or whatever, and then I'm there, the president is going to look at me, and it's a woman, she's going to say, "I don't know you." Right? Because I don't know, I know a lot about her. And I've heard so many things about her that I can describe her for you very well. Because I know her. But she doesn't know me. So I believe that's, just an example for you to think about this. For us to get into heaven, He needs to know us. Even we can know Him. We can know a lot about Him. And we can have a very good ministry. We can be well known here. And then we can come to Him and say, "God, you don't know me? Like everybody knows me.
Wow.
Everybody knows me in Brazil. Everybody knows who I am. Everybody has listened to my CDs. And everybody has heard me preaching. Everybody knows who I am. They have read my books." And then He might just say, "Well, I don't know you." And this is really scary, because it doesn't say that they did things in their name. They said they did things in His name. They went around doing, "In Jesus' name, in Jesus' name, in Jesus' name," In His name. That's, we need to be very careful about this. He's not going to grade us for what we did. Again, guys, this is like the very first sermon and the very last sermon. This must be important. This must be really important for His heart. We can do many things and not know Him.